I don't know if this is going to be exactly tutorial worthy or if this will be an experiment video, but I want to today play around with some sequencers and some other means of generating sounds in OSCiLLOT. So the first thing that we'll obviously need is an audio output in any patch. So I'll just get one of those. And then I think it would be kind of fun to play with this module called Hit. I don't know why my throat is all froggy right now, but in any case, I apologize, but the video shall continue. And you don't actually need to use the sequence grid in this program Hit. As you can see, there are inputs for each of the instruments here. And there are, I guess, 5 instruments here in Hit. And there's also this sequence input. So you can trigger this whole sequence, for instance, with probably like a MIDI note. So say we have a MIDI to CV signal here, and we'll take gate into the sequence, and then we'll click record. And I think what'll happen, yeah, you see if I actually every note that I press triggers the next one in the sequence. So that's kind of interesting. I guess like if you wanted to, let's just take the whole mix out. So if you wanted to, you could, and there's a lot of possibilities with this actually now that I'm thinking about it. But we'll do something basic just like this. Yeah. Some of you will probably know where this is going. Okay, so if I just press the key, okay, so that's kind of cool, but let's see, how do we, I don't know, I'm probably, this is probably totally unnecessary, but let's see. So this has the same effect as the gate. So essentially you will have to send clock information to make this thing play the way we want it to, and we won't need this. So let's just send trigger or clock. I think we'll take trigger. I'm not entirely sure what difference it makes. We'll sync it to our DAW here, to Ableton. So yeah, when I press play, it plays through the sequence based on this data here. So if I were to go right, so if you wanted to take multiple timings for these different instruments and the parts that they play, you would have to do that by sending them, I believe, individually, the information. I don't think there's a way to send each of these individual instruments different timing through sequence. I think sequence probably is only able to play this sequence through at a set rate of time. I mean, you could probably use something like probability here. I don't really know. We're gonna find out here. I'm gonna set this to like 1. I don't know. Set trigger there. Now when I press play, we'll set this back to 8th notes. Anyhow, you get the point. So if I send it random timings here, which I can do with this probability function, then it sends just random timings to the sequence. So let's just take that actually and send that to our kick. Oh, and if we are gonna send our individual instruments, then we don't need this sequence at all, because the triggers are going to tell the triggers are going to tell this sequencer at what intervals to play these notes. Basically, we're removing the sequencer from this equation. Essentially, this is just becoming a sound box that we're sending triggers to these sounds, and then we're going to take them out. And you could send the mix out like we have been, but I think what would be better is if we used a mixer. And for now, we'll use this big bastard because we might want to mix in some more sounds later. So right now, we'll send the kick to signal 1. We'll send the snare to signal 2 and the hi-hat to signal 3. And then we'll yeah, this is fine because we're sending so that might actually be just fine the way it is. And then I think we'll send the hi-hat that as well. That's fine for now. And then we'll use the second part of the which do I want? I think whole notes. We'll send the second trigger to our snare. So now we have a sequence that sounds like this. And that's a little bit chaotic on the hi-hat there. So maybe what we'll do, I think, this is just the thing, the clock divider. So we can, which one was it? Send the trigger and half it. So now we should have eighth notes. So that's kind of fun, and we might turn these hi-hats down a little bit, and then we can tune the drums. Actually, maybe not. Maybe just a tiny bit. So that's kind of fun. So we made a little like drum pattern sequence here in OSCiLLOT, and I think I'll just tidy some things up real quick if you don't mind.